Hey guys, out for a walk in the woods today on some crown land in our extended backyard, I should say, not too far from where we live. I'm out with Paige, and we're going to show you how to boost your immune system naturally today by using something you can find in the forest. So stay tuned. It's a little bit thick in here. No trails, obviously. Crown land. Welcome to our secret chaga tree. It's here in the woods on crown land, not too far from where we live. And it's a fairly big piece of chaga. It's been growing on this yellow birch for quite a while, and we've taken already some chunks off of it.
So chaga is a fungus that grows mainly on birch trees. It can be found on maple and ash trees as well, but I've only ever seen it on birch. From the outside, it looks like burnt charcoal, and then on the inside, it's orange and woody. It usually grows somewhere on the tree where there's been a small wound, so that looks like the case here. And it's been used as a traditional medicine for centuries.
So what are the benefits of chaga, you may ask? Well, for one thing, it's full of antioxidants, which are great for overall health and boosting your immune system. It also fights inflammation, viruses, and harmful bacteria. Another thing that chaga can do is help reduce stress and calm the nerves.
So if you're lucky enough to find yourself some wild chaga, there's a couple things you need to know before you harvest. Harvesting chaga should only be done in the fall, after about 20 nights of temperatures reaching below 5 degrees Celsius. That's because at that point the sap stops flowing through the tree, and then all the nutrients become concentrated in the chaga, and that's when it's the most beneficial for health purposes.
And when you're going to harvest chaga, you want to make sure to find it on a healthy live tree. So this yellow birch here is very healthy and quite mature, so it's a perfect candidate to harvest chaga from. But if you go to a dead tree, it's going to be dead chaga. And when you're harvesting chaga, it's quite hard actually. So you're going to need a knife, or I like to use a small axe or hatchet to chop off little pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Little pieces.
Little pieces.
You always want to harvest sustainably. So that means taking a small portion of the chaga and leaving most of it intact. So we only took this small part here, and we left a big chunk of it so we can come back to it year after year.
Yep.
Tea party.
I would.
This is our chaga collection. A bunch of it is from the tree that we showed you earlier, but some of it's from other trees that we found as well. So after you bring your chaga home, it needs to be dried because it's pretty wet inside. So you can just take the chaga that you have and you can place it on a windowsill in the sun or in a warm place, or you can even put it in a dehydrator if you want to do it quickly. But yeah, you want to make sure it's dried. And then you can't leave it in this big chunk if you want to drink it or use it. You need to bust it into little pieces, or you can grind it into a powder. But for today, we're gonna break it into some smaller pieces so we can boil it in the water.
So I was able to break off a little piece with my hands, and now I'm going to break it into a smaller chunk or smaller pieces using my knife. What is that? We just brought a hand towel to put the chaga in while I smash it up at the end of my knife. Break it up.
You could use a rock. Or if you're at home, you can use your coffee grinder as well.
Yeah. It will dull your coffee grinder, but I actually prefer it to be in bigger chunks. There we go. Now it should be.
Let's see.
So yeah, you can see it's quite hard, but that's more than enough for us to boil a cup.
It doesn't take much.
Doesn't take much, so we'll save the rest of this.
So this will be enough to make about a liter of chaga tea. We're gonna boil it for about 20 to 30 minutes because it takes some time to get the nutrients out.
So we have the chaga in the water boiling away, and now all we have to do is wait half an hour. Unfortunately, there's a fire ban right now, so we can't be making this chaga tea on a fire and keeping ourselves warm by our fire. So instead you have to use a stove with a shut-off valve to stop the flow of fuel. And that's what we're using today. We're using our Whisper Light, which we don't use that often, but it definitely gets the job done. It just doesn't simmer as nice as other stoves.
We may not be able to hug our friends and family, but we can still hug a tree.
Time for tea. Our tea is finally ready, and we're looking forward to a warm, hot drink. Cheers.
Tasty. I like to drink mine with chai tea as well, just a little extra flavor. Alec prefers his straight.
I like the natural kind of woody, earthy flavor that you get from it.
You could add sweetener, you could add it to your coffee, you can drink it however you like.
Yep.
It wouldn't be a tea party without cookies.
No, it's true. And we brought cookies. Paige made some chocolate chip cookies, and they're delicious. We're very lucky to have lots of crown land close to where we live, and unfortunately right now there's a ban preventing us from camping on crown land, but at least we're still able to come out here today and do this little hike and brew up some tea. So I'm thankful for that.
So if you guys would like to try some chaga for yourselves and experience all its wonderful health benefits, you can find it at most health food stores or online. Or if it's the fall, hopefully you can go out and forage and find some for yourselves. But be sure to only harvest from Crown land or private land and never take from our provincial parks or protected areas.
Yes, that's right. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And let's hope that they lift the bans on Crown land camping very shortly and that they reopen our parks so that we can get out camping again. Thanks for watching.
See you guys next time.